Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. Before we begin, like, subscribe, follow, whether on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. And also you can follow on Instagram, TikTok at the Red Devils Corner Kick Pod, as well as on X, the RD Corner Kick Pod. It is a wonderful Saturday because Manchester United got ourselves a win, 4-2 against Brighton, and I'm excited for the way the win went today. It went well. Things would look like they were moving. Did we have a hiccup in the game? Yes, we did. It was 4-2. It wasn't 4-0. Things did change throughout the game. It was there. But the way we started, and for at least 2/3 of the game, we played very well. We did. Listen, every game we're going to start out and find the movement, or where we need to be and how to attack. And then the Cunha goal, it opened it up. 1-0. Then we saw the fight, the movement. We saw Shaw getting the ball, and then we see Casemiro off a deflection. He still was taking the shot. It looks like he was going to try and aim a little wide towards the post and try and get the ball in. Deflection, and then we got the goal. That was number 2. Listen, I am ecstatic for Cunha for getting his first goal, especially with the performance that he put in last week with Liverpool, which was, I wouldn't say masterclass, but it was masterclass the way he played, the physicality, the hunger, the fight that he put in for that win last week, getting the free kicks. And then today it carried over. You saw consistency. The one thing I've stressed on many episodes, consistency, discipline, and finish. We saw that. We saw that today. We saw his finish on his first goal, which was great to see as well. Listen, he would have been a potential target for man of the match as well. And don't forget, I will do my rankings later on in the episode. Again, Casemiro, who did play well today. He did. Listen, we know that he is up there in age. We know that his legs aren't the same, but he is still performing very well. And he did today with the goal, with the defense, fighting for balls back. We saw that today. And again, consistency. We saw that today. We saw that with Casemiro as well. Many players, we saw consistency after putting in a performance like we did last week. We saw it carry over to this week as well. That's the one thing we've asked for as United fans is, can we do this week in and week out? And we saw it today. We saw it for 2/3 of the game. And listen, usually when we've done this, again, I'll use Sunderland as an example. We did go up 2-0 on them very early. And then second half, we dropped off. And that was a little concern with me today as well. Would we have dropped off as well? And listen, we didn't drop off. We continued on. We got a goal which involved Sesko, which got the nice pass to Mbeumo and got his second goal. Mbeumo is our goal leader today. That is the one thing that we needed as well. So, and I'm going to mention this later on, the importance of it, because when you look at my thumbnail, you're going to see 3 certain players that I'm going to be discussing in this episode. But yes, Mbeumo, who is, again, leading us in goals, gets another one to add to his tally. And then he finished with 2 today. But again, we saw him move well. And we saw that there. We saw the pass and moving, and then the pass to Mbeumo. Sesko, the one thing I've liked about him and the way he has played, he's getting himself involved in the ball movement. He's not waiting for it to come to him. He's going to go get the ball and move it up and help the transition into an attack. That's the one thing which is good to see. And this is not a knock on Højlund. Højlund is very well. Højlund did try to do the same things, but I feel that the movement involving Sesko and this formation and the squad helped out with the transition to the attack. And we had opportunities in the attack as well. And so, again, we're up 3-0. We start making changes, substitutions. Yes, which is what we do. Sesko is subbed off. Casemiro, Ahmad subbed off. We did a big chunk of substitutions right at that moment. And things did a little change. An error by Dorgu with, again, I believe it was a corner. We got the ball out. Brighton was able to get the ball out. The ball got to Dorgu. Dorgu tried to pass it out wide. did not get a proper control of the ball. He didn't. And then when he made the pass, Brighton was able to intercept it, and then they had the transition. Dorgu is the last man, starts running back. Brighton did lose the ball. It wasn't a red. I was questioning the yellow as you watch as the highlight. It would have been a foul. It should have been a free kick no matter what, in my opinion. But a yellow, hard to say because, again, you're seeing the Brighton player go in, and you're trying to, and Dorgu is trying to avoid him. So there's a tanglement of feet, which, again, if you're looking at from a far distance, you can say infringing on a player to continue on the momentum, but the ball was basically at Lemens's fingertips. So you're seeing it there. You can kind of debate it similar to the Embuemo thing where they spend time with it with the substitution, but we knew Embuemo was going to have control of the ball, whereas Brighton did not have control. They lost control of the ball. It was there. But it looks like there's just a bit of collision that led to the Brighton free kick by Danny Welbeck. And Lemens, listen, he's in his right positions. It was a good free kick. For Manchester United fans who know who Danny Welbeck is, you know what he's capable of doing. So that was a good goal. Later on, obviously, with the changes, we did struggle with movement and getting the ball out of our end. And that led to another corner kick. And that corner kick led to a header which scored. And listen, Xerxes was one of the new substitutions on. That was one of his men. He should have been able to mark up with them and not have them not get their second goal. But in the end, their goals didn't come from their attack, but their goals did come from a free kick and on a corner, set pieces. So we saw that there. And listen, was there a panic? That's where I was referring to as there was a hiccup. There was a hiccup in this game, and those two goals were the hiccups. So you start wondering about panic. And as the substitutions kept going and the ball movement kept getting better, we saw these transitions back on the attack. We had opportunities to keep scoring. We did. A very nice pass from Aiden Heaven, which looked like that Bruno was going to almost try and intercept and deflect, but left it. Almost like a ghost, just let it go around straight to Embuemo, and Embuemo just ended the game right there. And listen, we needed that. The one thing that's been important is that the one thing we noticed in these two games, you can even say three, is from years past when we've had that mentality of panicking. Coventry still comes to my mind of that collapse of 3-0. But like we've had panics. We've had mental lapses where we've crumbled and we've blown leads. For them to come back and still continue on the attack and the movement and then score, we did not cave to our mental pressure. So we're seeing an improvement there. We're seeing the consistency. We're seeing discipline there. Was there lapse of discipline? Yes, I mentioned there was hiccups. We allowed 2 goals, but we did do the right things. Listen, the substitutions were fine. In my opinion, they were the right substitutions. Yes, you can say they were the wrong ones because the 2 goals went in, but maybe the substitutions weren't wrong, just maybe at the time of the substitutions were wrong. Because again, we did a big sized substitution at once. So you have, as much as you have majority of the players playing, that small amount can still do an impact where it can affect the movement. Having Mainu come on for Casemiro, I was okay with, but Mainu definitely struggled as the game got going. Xerxes as well, Dorgu, which led to the first goal, definitely struggled as well. So we had that. We did see that. So what does this mean going forward? Well, we have to improve the players that come on. And I did see this too. And the one thing I noticed, did see this, and it should have came to my mind as well. Xerxes, let me just get this a moment here. Xerxes, who doesn't get much playing time. Aiden Heaven, who came in. I forgot to mention Aiden Heaven. Aiden Heaven did come in and have an impact. Like I mentioned, his substitution came on for Luke Shaw. But Aiden Heaven, Xerxes, who doesn't get that much game time, Both of them haven't really played much. So they're just getting their legs wet and just getting themselves. But Aiden Heaven, in my opinion, had more of an impact than Xerxes. But Xerxes got himself in better position as we got through the game in the final minutes of it. So we saw that there. Ugarte did well, especially when he came on and was paired on with Menu. You saw the midfield a little bit better. Bruno up to the 10. Again, Ugarte did fight for the ball and get the ball back. One thing I noticed was with Menu, kind of took him a while, but you saw him not getting his feet properly in proper positions, moving the ball, especially when he's playing in that Casemiro position where he has to be a defensive-minded midfielder. But again, we did see that struggle there. We struggled when the substitution's on. It happens in games. Like we saw it there. In the substitutions, it wasn't that they it was mental lapses. Some of it's maybe not playing so much, but again, we had mental lapses. And the one thing is we didn't succumb to you can use the quicksand method, mistake after mistake after mistake, and then we crumble, and then here we are. That's what we are. We didn't have that. We did that in the past, but today we did not let that go through. We fought through the discipline, and we finished. We finished the game. We finished it by that pass to Aiden Heaven to Brian and Buemo. That's what it's there. The impact there. We did not succumb to it. The mentality of that, we did not let the mental state that we've had in the past affect us today. And that's a sign of improvement too. You're seeing it from the way Ruben is, the way Amram is, the way he presents himself, the transitions, and it's flowing through. We're seeing that today. We're seeing that fight. We saw that for 2 games in a row. We saw Mbuemo. We saw Cunha. Sesko's involvement. We're seeing it with the leadership of Bruno and the leadership of Casemiro, leadership of Mateus de Ligt. That's one player I haven't met. Mateus, that back 3 today. I'm going to discuss them too in a moment. That back 3 was, well, this is the moment now. The back 3 were fantastic today, in my opinion. Yoro, de Ligt, Shaw, they all played well today. They all played well today. They ended up there was a moment there in the first half where it was in the first 20 minutes. Well, I forget. What was it? Minta? Just the way he moved through our defense. He sat a few players down. By the way, we saw that there, but got through, and then you saw the fight of Luke Shaw not getting back up and putting himself in the way so Lemens can get the ball. That was great to see from Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, from what I heard, was not well during the week. Amram took him out. Aiden Heaven, who replaced him, and Aiden Heaven did a great job filling in that role. But Shaw, de Ligt, Yoro, the clearance outs, the one-on-ones, the speed of getting back, we saw that there today. And that helped us. That helps give Lemens confidence. And having a goalkeeper like Lemens is giving our defense confidence too. Who again, Lemens played fantastic well, but overall, everyone I think did play well. Delo played well. I'll say it there. I saw some movement there. His offensive, there were some issues with movement, but I think overall he did play well today. Yeah, like everyone who started today did exactly what their job was to get us to 3-0, and we saw that there. And were there issues where we struggled? Yes, as I mentioned earlier on, we had our hiccups, and that's what led to the 2 goals. But all phases played well today. They did. Sesko, Cunha, and Buemo, the 3 guys that we brought in, did exactly what they needed to do. Yeah, okay, Sesko didn't get a goal, but Sesko was involved enough to put pressure on the win headers. Sorry about that. I had to do a little bit of a pause, but back to Sesko. When Sesko received the ball, you saw him make plays where he advanced up, like I've mentioned many of times. And especially today, when he got the pass, he was able to find Mbuemo for the 3rd goal. So though he is not getting as many goals, and we have seen him score, we've seen him score in back-to-back games, we are seeing him getting involved, which is what we want with the striker. I did see comments by just now of Gary Neville making comments about Sesko. He has his opinion, but I've seen mine, and he has his opinions, and I have mine, as many else. But he says that Sesko's not really blending in with Mbeumo and Cunha. I'm seeing something different. He is blending well. He is getting the services, and when he's gotten those opportunities, he does take those shots. We've seen a couple shots for him today on target. But, he is getting himself involved with those two, and today he did as well. So whether it's Mount, Cunha and Mbeumo and Cunha, Bruno, or so on and so forth, playing with him, you're going to see him get involved with them and try to move the ball up, and you saw those opportunities today. Listen, all three have done their job like they did. We saw 2 goals from Mbeumo, we saw a goal from Cunha, we saw an assist from Sesko. So we saw the attack where we did lack issues last year in our attack and our goals. So we're seeing improvements with the changes in the attack, and that's what the whole point was. Everyone talking about Bruno should be in the 10, Ahmad should be in the 10. Bruno and Ahmad are fine, I think, where they are. Yes, could we see more of Bruno in that deeper role where he can improve defensively? Yes, we can. Obviously, it's going to take time, but he's in that right spot because, again, what we have up front is fine. It's exactly what they were brought in to do, and you can throw Mount into that rotation as well, and also, if need be, throw in Ahmad and Cunha because we have other pieces there as well. Okay, let's get into my player rankings now. Let's see what I thought of everyone's performance today. But listen, overall, like I've mentioned, everyone did their job today. Yes, like I've mentioned before, the word hiccup with the subs, but the subs adapted and then started playing better as the final minutes went on. We saw an improvement. We saw an attack go. So the one thing I would like to mention, as I should have mentioned earlier on, it's not that I didn't want Bruno to be subbed off, but I think we saw some moments there. Maybe it was just the way he got the knock. He still finished off the game, but maybe we should start seeing Bruno being subbed off earlier, not against his play. Again, he was great today. But again, I did see him, and maybe it just looked fatigued. Maybe it was just the moment because of that injury, but he could have been a player that you could have subbed off and get some rest as well. But okay, but yeah, that's the one thing it just popped into my head, and I noticed it too when he got that little injury, the knock. I don't know if he was a little bit more tired, but he was able to finish off. We know he's a machine. We know he'll keep going on. So, but yes, back to my rankings. Let's start them off. Lenny Euro going 7.7. He was good today. He helped defend the long balls. You saw him do fine on one-on-ones. There were sometimes a little hiccups there where they're able to get behind in little movements. But overall, I think his performance was fine. So 7.7. De Ligt was our best defender. Just great with the head clears, great with the movement, doing what needs to be done. He's been our best defender this season, to say the least. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give a 7.3 to him today. He has been great. He's living up with that back three. Like I mentioned earlier on in the game, especially in that first 20 minutes, the moves that he made to help recover and, stop, Menta from getting the opportunity to score, basically getting the ball back to Lamens very easily. So, without touching it, but it's just the way helping stop the momentum that Menta was doing on the attack. So 7.3. Cunha, 8.3, the goal, the fight, the determination. Again, it carried over from last game to today, and that goal was well-deserved. We've been waiting for that. The low, I'm going to give up. The low, I'm going to say a 6.8. Just because, again, you did see some good things. You understand why Ruben is starting him. Defensively, he was okay. Offensively, there were some struggles to get involved. But I see that his experience on the field was there. Left side, yes, we understand he's not really naturally left. He's more on the right. But we understand that the experience is there. But he was good. It was a good performance for him today. The offensively, the side could have been a little bit better, but 6.8 for Delo. Bruno, just the involvement, seeing him the way he was today, the movement, the passes, defensively even carrying it up, especially near the end in those final minutes, trying to get an attack going when he got moved up to the 10. He was good. 7.7 for him. Casemiro, his partner, with a goal, 7.7 for him. Again, obviously with the legs, there were some issues still at the beginning with the mid, but as the game progressed, you saw them get better. You've seen a little bit more discipline with them, and so that's great. Overall, happy with both of them. But 7.7 for both. Sesko, 7.3. Some of you are going to think that is too high for Sesko. To me, I think that was fine. The assist that he got for the third goal, the way he gets involved with going to the ball and helping move it in transition on the attack, trying to use his length to win headers, which we saw, and I've mentioned it multiple times in this episode. So Sesko to me was a 7.3 just because the overall involvement of him there, and you saw the shots that he had, and when he gets those opportunities, he does take those shots. Could potentially earn himself a goal today too, but the assist was great as well. Fed it to Mbeumo, perfect. We got the goal, or it helped get our third goal as well. So 7.3 for him. Mbeumo, my man of the match. I'm going with a 9.1. 2 goals, just the way he was moving the ball and fighting through the footwork. Yeah, 9.1 for the way he played. Ahmad, 7.9. Him and Mbeumo on the right side, defensively, back and forth. Ahmad is great. The wingback position definitely fits him very well. The movement, the footwork, the touch, he was good today. Sending Lamens, 7.8. Yes, the 2 goals came from a corner kick and also from the free kick. So we saw that there. But overall, his saves, the touch on the cross, the block, we're seeing him get big in those shots. Not only that, during some of those corners, we saw him do the grab in the air. You could see the lids celebrating when he got that catch, to say the least. But yeah, 7.8. He has been. You can see a change in the back. You see it's not just him. Him being there is an impact, but you've seen some confidence in our D as well when you know that you have that keeper there. And I know there's people out there saying we should still get a world-class goalkeeper. Let this kid grow. We did it with De Gea. Let this kid grow, please. Our substitutions. Menu, I'm going to give a 6. Just when he came on, you saw that change. You saw the defensively, he wasn't able to control the ball, the movement. You saw him struggle. Aiden Heaven, I'm going to give to a 7 for his substitution. 1 for the great assist. 2, he wasn't impactful. He was a perfect replacement for Luke Shaw. You saw the impact that he made. So, yes, for me, Aiden Heaven, a 7. Dorgu, a 6. The poor pass to out onto the wide, I believe that might have been Delo that he was trying to get the ball to, which ended up leading to the free kick. And then he got a yellow and then the goal. He did have some struggles today trying to maintain control of the ball. So I'm going to give him a 6. Ugarte, I'm going to give him a 7. To me, yes, he came in. He did what he needed to do in that position, control the ball, fought for the ball back. You saw him be physical in those moments. You saw the Ugarte that we like. So he did his job that came in and helped close it out. And lastly, Xerxes, I'm going to give a 6 as well. Should have covered better on that corner. Definitely struggled in trying to build up play as well. Through there, we saw it near the end in improvement, especially on the transition back, but we did see some struggles there. So I know he hasn't played in a while, so I'll give him a 6. Aiden Heaven hadn't played in a while, but again, you can see that he was impactful when he got there too. So, but yes, listen, it was, again, like I mentioned, everything worked well today and we got the win. We didn't falter, we didn't quit, we didn't give up, we didn't get swallowed up when they scored the second goal, where we've seen in the past, and we were able to rebound and get that fourth goal and help close it out there and seal the game. So we saw that there. We saw a better final third. We saw a better than average final third that we have with United in the past. Let's say that there. We were able to close it out and finish. And yes, our substitutes struggled a little bit, but it was there. My ranking for Ruben, I'm going to give him 7.8. It was well designed. Yeah, he did everything. He did that there. The subs were correct. Let's not hate on the subs. The subs were correct, but it's just things did not work out well. That's where I'm just going to leave it as. Things just did not work out well. So how do I say this? The subs were fine. It is just those players that came on were not able to adjust quickly enough to the game. So you can judge them whether or not it was the right time to bring on some of those subs or if it was too many subs at the right time. But I think just those players just did not adapt quickly enough. Heaven, Ugarte were great, but Dorgu struggled, Xerxes struggled, and Manu struggled. They definitely struggled to the pace, like not to the pace, but just to adjust themselves quickly to the way the game was going. They needed to do that, and unfortunately did get to two of those goals, but we definitely saw a change. It wasn't hard to see, but in the end, Ruben 7.8. 7.8 as my ranking for him. So okay, it is late Saturday, so I will be back Tuesday with a new episode, obviously recapping the last couple of days since the win. Obviously there's been news of the Xerxes talk. There's talks of the Bruno contract. We'll wait and see what the next couple of days bring. We have a match against Nottingham Forest next Saturday, so we'll be playing them. So my Thursday preview will be out as always. If anything does change and I need to get an episode out, you will see that. If there's anything breaking, but chances are if it does break, it may just follow to that episode. So Tuesday, Thursday is my target for episodes, and as well as always post-game episodes too. We always do that. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the weekend, the remainder of your weekend. It is the World Series. That game 2 of the World Series is starting here. So if you are a Blue Jays fan, make sure you tune into that game as well. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're watching the game World Series tonight, go and enjoy it as well. And enjoy Sunday too. And I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.